and the Caruso insertion into the starting lineup, a huge story. Guys, what do you think in terms of why Howard came out and why Caruso the one to be chosen to start?
Well, I don't think, well, I know Dwight Howard didn't play well in the last ball game. Caruso's a gutsy call. If it was me, quite honestly, I wouldn't have made the change to Caruso. I would have stayed big and probably went with JaVale McGee. A welcome sight for the Lakers, starting off with Anthony Davis knocking down a shot, Coach.
And I think you're seeing Danny Green pick up full court. It's all about defense. They want their best perimeter defenders in the game to start the game out.
Caruso is on Tyler Hero. Anthony Davis has played some of his best ball. Pass inside. Oh, gorgeous feed and out of bounds.
Willing to live with it.
And I think also, too, it's how much do we want to try to get Anthony Davis going versus get our best player involved in as many plays as possible, LeBron James.
Good defense there from Davis. Forces the turnover, and James with the flush down the other end.
And that was their greatest advantage in Game 5. They absolutely were devastating in transition, 25-4 versus the Heat.
The 25 fast break points, the most they've had in the finals. And Danny Green misses the three-pointer. Of course, Green was the big topic over the last couple of days, had that open look at the end of Game 5 that could have won the title for the Lakers. Pass inside to Adebayo, knocked loose, picked up by James. We'll get back to that in a moment.
Great hands by Caruso getting back into the picture.
James barrels in and banks it home. James guarding Jimmy Butler as the Lakers have an early 4-point lead. Duncan Robinson, that quick release, and knocks down the three.
You just can't foul him.
Duncan Robinson picking up his first personal, sending Caldwell Pope to the line. So I mentioned Danny Green. He addressed earlier about that situation that was so much talked about, and he answered it just like he approaches everything, like a professional, like a man, and with a lot of grace. And the team has obviously been very vocal behind him, including Frank Vogel. He said, as a coach, I'd take that play every single time.
He missed a shot. That happens in this league. The best has ever done it has missed shots in this league. That happened.
Let's check in with Rachel.
Yeah, Mike, Danny spoke to us this morning. He said, if I could have that play back again, I would give anything to get that shot back. Trust me. He said, looking at the film, and he looked at it a lot, guys, he said he had more time than he realized in the moment. He thinks he rushed it a little bit, shot a little bit off balance. But this is where him being a vet, playing in his 4th NBA Finals, is so important. He's had some great performances on this stage, and frankly, he's had some bad nights on this stage before that have been followed by great nights again. So he knows that that next good shot really is just around the corner, and that is the way he is approaching tonight.
Next drive, ball knocked away by Crowder. By the way, Davis picked up that last Laker foul. That's his first. Lakers by 3. Tyler Hero, nice little fake. Duncan Robinson has some room again. That's 2 3-pointers for Duncan Robinson already. And the Heat have tied it up. Robinson was just terrific in Game 5 with the 26 points, 7 of 13 from downtown. Second time this playoff that he's had 7 3-pointers. Did it against Indiana in the first round. Shot clock winding down. Danny Green's going to have to put it up. Just gets it off in time. Comes up short. Rebound right back to Green. Davis fakes the 3. Back out to Green. Corner 3-pointer. That's good. Danny Green, by the way. Bam Adebayo floats it up. That comes up short.
They have missed some very makeable point-blank shots as James continues to attack in transition. And over again when they...
Frank Vogel saying the kick out is why Crowder...
And Crowder falls all the time on jump shots. We saw Duncan Robinson do it last game, searching for the call. And stop. So I think it's the right call.
You know what? On that second one there, he's in the landing area.
Yeah.
That one clearly showed it.
The hope that you decide to call a no call.
No, we talked to Eric Spoelstra about how they're teaching to defend the 3-point shot. He said they used to run drills of just get to the shooter and hand contest. He goes, now you have to do this bizarre side swipe and try not to get near the shooter's leg kicks.
You know how many drills I did with this guy? Closing out, chopping your feet. Do it again. Do it again.
And you know how many times it got done in the game? Come on.
But don't players have to change the way they've always closed out on three-pointers in some instances?
I think it depends on who you're closing to, Mike. When you're closing to, as they double Butler in the post.
Hero gets away, poked away from Caldwell Pope, 1.4 on the shot clock.
But you do have to, absolutely, 2 turnovers trying to thread the needle.
Pass inside, layup is good with 1.4. Caruso got caught. Nice out-of-bounds play.
But it's also James jumped to the corner to try to protect the pass to the corner, and the pass was then allowed right at the basket area. I don't know if that was what they want to do to take away the corner or if that was a mistake by James.
Either way, great execution from Miami. Caldwell Pope misses it. Good boxing out. Davis couldn't quite get his hands on the ball. All tied at 13. We played just over 7 minutes.
And look how Caldwell Pope's just face guarding Duncan Robinson.
Hero kicks it out. Crowder is open. Caldwell Pope comes at him, and Crowder unable to connect. Both teams have struggled shooting here in the opening minutes. Crowder on LeBron James. Nice feed inside to Rondo. Beautiful pass from James. That's his second assist.
It's a great read. Doesn't have the shooting on the floor as Miami shrinks defensively, but a tremendous cut and find to Rondo.
Bad pass from Hero. Caldwell Pope, the steal, drives down the other end and lays it up and in.
And that's Hero's second turnover.
Each team already with 4 turnovers. Butler fakes the pass, drives in on James. Couple of fakes back up top to Hero. Hero shot blocked from behind by Davis, and an offensive foul as Hero charges into James after having a shot block.
Transition offense.
And that's what you said, though. Again, that was showing a drive not to score, but to pass.
Rondo finds Davis. Davis doubled. Kuzma just on the court. Can't hit the three-pointer. Lakers just 1 of 6 from downtown to start as James gets his early rest. Kendrick Nunn just into the game. He nails a three-pointer.
He was huge for them in the last ball game. Gave them a burst of energy on the offense.
Defensively, that's who we are. The 46-year-old Vogel, his first year as head coach of the Lakers. It's Caldwell Pope lines up the three-pointer. That won't go. Davis fighting for it. Gets the offensive rebound. Back up and throws it down with authority. But that's the way he has to dominate, especially this smaller Miami team. You talk, he'll be a Hall of Famer. But you talk about the great players in the history of this game, the great power forwards. They're not allowing themselves to be defended by Andre Iguodala, with all due respect, and this small Heat lineup. Kuzma knocked it out of bounds. He was dominant in games 1 and 2. But not as much the last 3 games here in these finals. You name them. Tim Duncan, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, Kevin McHale, Kevin Garnett. They would dominate this small lineup, and that's got to be the mentality of Anthony Davis. His combination of size and skill, he is just a terror for opponents. Duncan Robinson, a little out of control, gets it back to Iguodala. Jimmy Butler with a rare three-pointer. And the rebound goes to Rondo. Butler's only taken 11 threes in these finals. Rondo drives and finishes. Rondo off the bench with a couple of buckets. And then forced a turnover. Rondo struggled in Game 5, but a quick impact here in Game 6.
Well, he struggled throughout the series to score. What has he done tonight? 2 layups. A cutting layup, a driving layup, and then, as Mark mentioned, forced the turnover. And Miami, already 6 turnovers.
And that's awful defense by Jimmy Butler, too, not staying in front of Rondo. You saw Dragic sitting there. It looks like he's about to check in. Rondo inside, lost it, gets it back. James fakes, James drives, throws it up to Davis, and Davis banks it home. A 7-point first quarter lead for the Lakers. Jimmy Butler looking. Marquise Morris has come on for the Lakers. Duncan Robinson back to Nunn. Nice penetration from Nunn. Butler, the corner jumper. Three-pointer for Jimmy Butler. That's only his 4th three that he's made in the finals.
And it looks like Dragic is about to check in.
Davis spins against Iguodala. The baseline jumper, high floater is good. Anthony Davis, 8 points here in the first. He's 4 of 6 from the field. And a whistle away from the ball. And Goran Dragic is going to make his entrance after missing the last 4 games. That left foot tear in his plantar fascia. It's just great to see him out on the floor. He was playing some of the best basketball of his career. Was sensational for the first 3 rounds, and it was just destroying him that he couldn't be out there with his teammates.
Well, it's just great to see as a fan of the game. Win, lose, or draw, he deserves to be on the floor.
I don't think you deserve to be on the floor. You earn your right to be on the floor. And Eric Spoelstra obviously thinks he's going to help him.
And he throws up another, or a beautiful lob pass that he was doing through the first 3 rounds to Bam Adebayo, and a foul on the pass. James arguing.
Mike, what's wrong with this guy, though, man? He doesn't like a happy ending, like a love. You know, you don't want to see the way that he competed all year long. There's not a side of you that, no matter who wins, wants to see him
there's a
take the NBA Finals.
That's the one side of the brain. The other side of the brain is, as a coach, you got to do right by your whole team. It's not about the individual.
No. I'm not talking about as a coach. I'm saying as a fan of the game, which I said. We take a look at the injury, Mike.
That's what happened in game 1. The left foot right away. He only played 15 minutes. You could just see he was so upset that he had worked so hard to get back on the floor.
Back to you, Mr. Head Coach. You don't enjoy the fact that he's back healthy and whole?
Well, first of all, I don't think he's healthy and whole, but I think it's a harder decision than what you say as James attacks the rim without any help and won.
Now a chance for 3-point play. By the way, Anthony Davis, that down the other end of the floor, that foul on him was his 2nd personal here in the first.
This is when LeBron James is a nightmare to defend. When he makes up his mind that he's going to put the ball down and attack the paint area.
And he clipped Crowder on that drive.
The foul was on Crowder, his first. Eric Spoelstra upset.
Looks like they're going to challenge it.
That's what it looks like, a challenge, whether or not LeBron James threw an elbow.
Under review to determine if the foul meets the criteria of a flagrant foul.
Shine bright as when they doubt us. Let's go get it. Butler goes right to the rim. Butler, vicious.
Ducks up against the wall. It's not like it's never been done before.
One thing about this Heat team, they're not afraid.
He's a bucket.
I'm not gonna lay down. We're here to win.
Back here in Game 6, 58 seconds remaining. And they are looking at that last drive from LeBron James. Lakers right now leading by 7. See the elbow come back right into the face of Crowder. It's not a challenge, it's an official review. Is that just kind of normal moving, you're trying to get your arms free, or they determined that he threw the right elbow?
Well, I don't know if it'll be hostile, but that's an offensive foul.
So they're looking to see if it's your favorite play, the hostile act, Jeff.
Oh, don't bait me, and then if I say something, I get in trouble. Come on.
There's Jimmy Capers, the crew chief. Doesn't have his didn't have his microphone on. Now he's going over to explain it to Eric Spoelstra. No hostile act is the call, so James will shoot the 1 free throw. Trying to show exactly what he did on that play. So Crowder does pick up the personal foul, and James with a chance for a three-point play, already doing a little bit of everything.
So could they have gone back and reviewed that, though? After that it's not a hostile act, review it for an offensive foul, because to me, he clearly clips him in the jaw. I don't know how that's not something.
I agree. Adebayo to Dragic. Oh, it's just good to say his name, seeing him out there. Steps back, puts up a three, and that went off. Obviously going to be completely out of rhythm as the ball goes out of bounds. Lakers get it back with 39.8 remaining.
And Bam Adebayo, to me, has to set screens sometimes. He's slipping out trying to get behind his defender for the lob. But when you're being guarded by James, you've got to get some separation for your offensive player.
Kuzma fakes now. Now drives, shut off on the baseline. Pass inside to Morris. Caruso kicks it out to James. James down the lane. Back out to Morris. Up top, Caruso, a straight on three. Way short. The rebound to Adebayo. Shot clock is turned off. Lakers do not have a foul to give.
Just not a smart foul right there by Kuzma.